So, let's get started with our trading. Today, I trade in cryptocurrencies and all assets with the most optimal character and interest on payments you can see before your eyes. I conducted a detailed analysis of the charts at this point in time and came to the conclusion that today I will show you a trending bunch of alligator and zigzag indicators, as you already understood. The main focus of today's trading will be on them, and I will also look for a pullback within the trend, and basically I will open all trades in the direction of the trend. I think as you trade, you will understand the basic principle of how this bundle works, and I will also have a CCI oscillator with a period of 15 to help them. I will monitor overbought and oversold areas so that at some point, if I have the opportunity to open a trade against the trend direction, this particular oscillator will help me. Of course, this is a fairly simple strategy, and you can also use a fractal instead of a zigzag. I also recommend that but today I will demonstrate this set of indicators to you, and in the course of my trading, I think you will understand how to use each trade correctly. And I will also try to explain in detail so that there are as few questions as possible. And actually, let's start trading and select the first asset for the most optimal entry into the transaction. Here, I will open the first trade against the direction of the trend dynamics, but if my movement goes even higher now, then I will open the trade higher, since I will understand that there will be a possible change in the dynamics of the movement. I open against the trend based on the fact that I have a moving line. The oscillator is in the overbought area, a downward exit may occur, and a local maximum is also forming again. The last two touch points were broken through, and that's why I have such an entry logic now. Let's see. The alligator's sliding lines intersect from bottom to top here, which shows a reversal of dynamics. So here too. So let's start here. I'll open a deal to increase. I understand that there will most likely be a reversal of dynamics, or further. Movement will go a little higher, and only then there will be some kind of pullback in dynamics in general now, since the moving lines have crossed. I have not seen an opening to increase the pullback, and I think I guessed the entry point. Let's look at the result of the second open position. And, as you can see, the second deal worked out successfully. There was a rather difficult entry here, yes, but in general, I did it. I'll change the amount of the transaction values and probably set the maximum to reach a profit that suits me better. I'll take a little risk and try to choose the next deal more efficiently and reliably. Let's continue and select the next asset. And here I prefer to open a position to increase. I saw the formation of a new local minimum along the fractal, and in general, the dynamics of the trend is rushing upward for me after the formation of this structural minimum, and also the moving line of the oscillator has almost touched the oversold area, and most likely there will be a reversal here, and since the trend for me is mostly now prevailing, more with rising volumes, after this pullback, I focus my attention on the further continuation of the upward movement. We are watching the result. And the deal was closed in A+. Great. The signal worked out completely. There was a very good and reliable signal here. We will change the sum of the transaction values. Again, I will set the maximum for the next opening, and I will also tell you that there was a fairly reliable signal here. That's the basic principle of entry and operation of this strategy, and as you see at this moment, I hit the candle and close the deal in a plus. Great, let's continue further training and select the next asset. And here I will probably try to open a downgrade deal again. It is quite a risky deal here, and in my opinion, it is not as reliable as the previous one. But here I am also guided by the dynamics of the previous movement. Let's say if we take these pullbacks, they are structurally similar to each other, and from this level, I think... Of course, I may have a further downward movement, especially since it is necessary to focus on the trend here, and we see that we have a very good, confident downward trend dynamics now. So I am making a downward opening here. And also the deal closes in a plus. Great, let's take another chance, and I'll probably open the next deal for the maximum amount of the balance, and the future profit will suit me. I'll also try to choose the next position most reliably. Since I'm already risking all my profits again, let's continue and select the next cryptocurrency. And let's try to open a short trade here against the direction of the dynamics. It's quite a risky trade, but I prefer to always take risks rather than regret it later. A new global maximum is forming here, and I'm not betting that there will be a trend change, but I think that a 100% pullback of the dynamics should occur here, since the moving average, the line, on my oscillator is now coming out of the overbought area, but... Nevertheless, the maximum is forming anyway. And here I am not guided by the moving lines of the alligator, since they're just showing me this upward momentum right now, the last few seconds. And actually, my risk was fully justified. I closed the deal without any problems as a plus. Let's analyze some other interesting entry to consolidate the result. The profit from today's trade will more than suit me. So I will open a deal for 68, and in case of failure, 400 on my balance will suit me completely. Let's continue the analysis, and let's analyze some other interesting input. And let's select the next asset. And here I'm probably going to open a short trade. It's not a very good entry point. I didn't expect that I would have an upward momentum now, but nevertheless, an even stronger exit has already occurred, and this really pleases me. I see a small intersection already on the alligator sliding lines. The dynamics of the trend is downward. In general, yes, it is clear that despite the fact that there is such a flat movement, yes, nevertheless, I am more inclined to believe that the trend dynamics is downward. There was also an update of the local maximum. Before that, and in general, it turns out that I am opening a deal right now to form the very minimum, the last seconds. It's a pretty tense moment. And unfortunately, I'm closing the deal in the negative. After all, there was an upward momentum, and unfortunately, I closed the deal in the negative. Well, that's okay. Of course, there was such a strong exit here, so I won't get upset here, and that's probably it. Let's fix today's profit and move on to withdrawal. The amount of today's profit will be $330. The withdrawal operation is being successfully performed. This is how trading turned out for today using this set of indicators. If you still have any questions, then in the description under the video you can always find a link to my Telegram and ask any question you are interested in. Of course, have a good day and see you soon.